we're excited to start our season. I think one of the things that we've really focused on is being prepared to play right off the bat and be ready to go, and we've done a very good job of that. I think it's been very easy with the amount of upperclassmen and seniors we have. We've got 9 seniors that have all played a lot of hockey games for us. I think they've done a tremendous job in preparing for the future and making sure that we're ready to play, and they've done a great job as leaders and really did a very good job as far as everything goes in preseason. And now we're moving up to our first game. We've got, like I said, an excellent group of guys returning. I don't think anybody else can boast all 3 goalies, all 8 defensemen, and 7 of our top 9 forwards returning, and I think that's pretty impressive, and that's probably why we've been picked to finish so high in the league and why we're getting votes nationally. But as I said in the Atlantic Hockey press conference or media day, that they don't give out championship banners, they don't give out regular season titles and playoff titles and anything like that on a piece of paper in September. Now it's up to us to earn it and make sure that we're focused and ready to play come this week against Guelph, and then starting right into league play against Air Force the next week. Well, I think that one of the things that you've seen is the depth of our conference over the last couple of years, and RIT he got hot at the right time at the end, and had some very good seniors in Garbowski and McGowan, and Ruby played very well in net for them, but they've also returned all their defensive core. You go down the list of teams, they've all got aspirations to finish very high in the league. Bentley's got a dynamic senior class that has done a lot of things offensively, and they're up to prove that they want to get to the NCAA tournament and win a championship. And then you look at the perennial guys that have been around and always been being contenders, such as Air Force and the new kids like Sacred Heart. They're going to be a sleeper team that I think a lot of people are not going to take very lightly. And you just go down the list. Mercyhurst has had a very good run. Canisius has been to the tournament in Rochester, the Final Four for the last couple of years, and they returned 2 very good offensive players. So just it's a very deep league, and you can't take anything for granted. The minute you start thinking you got the league figured out, and that's when you get in trouble. And I think one of the things that our guys have done is made sure that we take care of our business in the league, and we need to continue to do that because we want to finish as high as we possibly can in the league, get a first-round bye, and have the second round here at home. And that's goals that we've set, but we've also set goals of higher aspirations. But you can't do that without taking care of it on a day-to-day basis. Well, we always want to be good defensively. I mean, we've always wanted to be very good defensively, and I think we dropped our goals against average last year by a goal from the previous year when we went to the NCAA tournament. I don't think we're ever going to change our MO. We want to be able to skate. We want to be able to push the pace. We want to create tempo and get up and down the ice. But obviously, when you return all of your goalies and all of your defensemen, you should be good from your net out. And we've got very good offensive players that are still around. But you know what? If we have to, I think we proved last year we can win hockey games any way you want to play. We won a 2-1 game in overtime against Canisius. We won games where we had to outscore other teams. So I think if I don't think we're changing how we play. We just are more experienced in those positions, which will help us be better defensively. But we're also experienced up front too. So we haven't changed a thing. There's the people come in and say, "What have you changed this year?" We didn't change a thing from what we've did last year. It's not broke. So why try to fix it? So we're not changing the way we play. We're not changing our MO. We're not changing our attitude. We just want to make sure that we're ready to go when we play game 1 and be ready to go when we're at the end as well. Well, when we don't change anything, I mean, and we return so many players, it's the only people we're really teaching to is our freshmen, and our older guys, our seniors and juniors and sophomores have been very good in helping the freshmen learn our systems. You know, we've done it. We've shown video this year just as refreshers. So to our video, and we hadn't had to do anything other than show how we played last year, or show what we did, and our older guys have done a very good job of teaching our younger guys exactly how we need to play, but they've taught them how we need to compete and how you have to be ready every day, and that's something that you can't take veteran leadership for granted, and they've done a very good job so far setting the tone and setting the pace, and really believe that we'll be ready to go. And we're going to have a lot of freshmen playing up front right now in the exhibition game, and we'll see where they fit in. And it's real easy right now to be excited to play. It's when November comes, and December and January. They've still got to be able to bring the same pace that they brought at the start, all the way throughout the year, and that's where older guys will really step up and help them. Well, I mean, you're not going to replace a Cody White or Scott Jacklin by just one person right off the bat. We hope that people grow into those roles. You hope that everybody takes their game up a little bit. You're not going to replace whatever, I think they had close to 70 plus points between. You're not going to replace 70 plus points with freshmen. But how you're going to do it is you're going to replace it with those freshmen contributing, and then your older guys are going to have to take a step. And you're going to have to play games in different ways. Whether it's defensively or be better defensively, or just get more contributions from other people in different scenarios. You look at the sophomores' opportunity to step up. Brady Ferguson hopefully have a better year this year. Timmy Moore contribute a little bit more. Spencer Dorwitz. And then you've got the guys who have scored for us. So you got guys that in the senior class and the junior class who have scored that can take their points from 25 to 30 or 10 goals to 15 goals. And that's how you really replace those guys. And the reason I mentioned the sophomores is because they're going to have more of a role this year than they did last year. So now it's their time to see where they fit in. And when you've got good senior leadership and you've got good seniors that are going to produce, you're not asking them to go from 0 to 25. You're asking them to go from 25 to 35 points, or you're asking them to go from 35 to 42, or so you're just asking for increases to make that jump a little bit easier. But to answer your question, you're not going to replace those guys with certain people. You're just going to have to do it by committee. We want to be better on face-offs, and whoever's going to win us face-offs will take face-offs. And our system that we play, we've got guys playing in different spots in the zone, and really it's just who wins face-offs for us. But we think we've got some very good face-off guys back that will do the job. Greg Gibson, Zach Lynch are lefty and righty. David Friedman does a very good job on face-offs, probably one of our most, I wouldn't say experienced, but has won the most face-offs last year. Spencer Dorwitz, who won a lot of face-offs but didn't take a lot of them, will be counted on to provide that role a little bit. But if you got another guy or two down the middle, a Brandon Watt, who's a freshman, or a Kyle Horseman, who's a freshman, can play center. And you could be mix and match a little bit. I mean, David Friedman played center for us for his first 2 years, and we had him on wing last year. So I mean, I wouldn't say we're short in any positions up front. I just think that we've got a lot of interchangeable parts, and we need to find the right chemistry that fits in those parts. Well, we added Alex. Alex played junior hockey for the Buffalo Junior Sabres and for the Lone Star Brahmas of the North American Hockey League. So we were very familiar with Alex coming in, and we just didn't have any roster spots available at previous last year. And this year we only had 14 forwards to start. Ben Robillard had hip surgery, or hernia surgery, to start the year, and we're expecting him back in November. So we needed another player to come in and help us with in practice and see where it fits. And he came in. He was in very good shape. Whenever we've had players come up from the club hockey team in previous years, they've not been in the shape of a Division I athlete. And I give Alex Dagnall credit. We let him know a day before we started that we needed another body, and he was in very good shape. So he's been fine. Where he fits into our roster, that'll be up to him to determine a little bit more. The pace has been a little bit faster than he was used to playing previous, but he came in good shape and has been prepared do what he needs to do to try to get in the lineup, and where it goes from here is up to him. We've got a few bumps and bruises. You know, we've got a couple guys that got some sprains and strains, but guys are coming back. Right now, Robillard's the only long term. We may have a guy or two out for a week or so, but other than that, we're fairly healthy. You watched our practice, you know that we had some in yellow. So.
What's your plan for the goaltenders this year?
What do you think? No. You know what? We're gonna play all three on Sunday. Dalton, Terry, and Andrew will play Sunday, and then we'll figure it out from there. I think right now we've got that's $1 million question. What are you gonna do in goal? When you've got two all-league goalies returning, Terry was an all-league goalie 2 years ago, and Dalton was an all-league goalie last year, and they both did a tremendous job last year. I don't see why we would change things from how we did things last year, but if somebody gets on a hot streak and playing very well, maybe we'll run them out back-to-back earlier than what we did at the end of the year. And that's going to be a week-to-week call. There's not going to be any long-term plans. It's going to be a week-to-week, and but we've got tremendous confidence in both goalies. Both goalies have proven they're number one goalies. Both goalies are elite Division I goaltenders, elite Atlantic hockey goaltenders, and got no reason why it won't continue. In a perfect world, you could get both of them on an all-league team at the same time. Then you've had a really good. We've got guys. Once again, we've got 6 guys and returning that have played a lot of hockey games, but we also got 3 guys that are pushing for opportunities. You know, we ended with last year with Tyson Wilson playing with Chase Golightly, and they were both our team's most valuable defensemen, our defensive player of the year. And then you got shutdown pair and Evan Moore and Rob Mann, and then we had Alex Bonche, who had a very good freshman year, play with John Ray. But pushing from behind, you've got 3 very quality defensemen, and Rob Powers, who played a few games here and there, Eli Gantos, who was not in Division I shape last year and worked his way into Division I shape, and has had came back in tremendous shape this year, is pushing. And then we've got a very talented freshman in Eric Israel who's pushing. So Powers, who's very offensive and very skilled. Eli Gantos is a physical, tough defenseman who's in very good shape right now, and Eric Israel is very talented, pushing from the backside of those 6. So we're just going to let the games play out and see where they go. And once again, very deep on the blue line as well.